And so the Dharma, the only thing that is very, very strongly not recommended, that is very negative, is when you listen to teachings, yeah, and then when you go home, you do the other, you don't, it's not like, oh, you're not following the Dharma. It's not about that. It's about when they say, you do not steal, okay? And there you go, taking somebody's things, which you already heard. The Dharma says you do not do this, but yet, in contrary, you keep doing it. That is hugely negative. Okay? Yeah, so, you see, when we do listen to the Dharma, it's quite like, it's quite critical, yeah? Like you cannot play around. And so, some people don't even want to listen anymore because they cannot do it. Which is, I think, is a better. Because then they're not really making huge mistakes. Yeah? But for someone who heard it and have transformed their mind because of it, it is so huge that you are now can become enlightened. You have the possibility, huge chance. Okay? Huge. That is the advantage of it. Yeah, but also it has its negative. So, you respect every written text. Okay? Alright, so I've seen, by the way, this week, last Thursday or Friday, somebody just put a text. I think it's some of our class. My opportunity. One or two of these books, it says the Bodhisattva, Believers to Bodhisattvas text. And it was just put in a regular shopping plastic bag, right? And it was set on just a table that it was just laying like that, I mean, it's not on the floor, right? But if you open that book, it has, what do you call it? It's not just a commentary. It has the sutras, the name of Buddhas and things in the book. There's two of them. Different kind, the other one. But it was just regularly set as in, it's like an, regular book. Now remember, Dharma texts, you cannot just look at them as regular texts. Okay? So I'd like you, when you see that, protect them. So I took them and put it higher, but around the area, but higher. Higher than the fruits, higher than the, whatever that is next to it, like that. Okay? Now, am I gonna teach who, Probably not, because they probably don't know. You see? At least for you guys, I trust that you know it. So you don't go next to, when you're washing dishes or whatever, you put the text just like that. Yeah? Put it higher. Okay? Or protect, clean. If not, what happened? You take it where it cannot be, touched by water. That's how you protect the text. Okay. Make sense? Yeah?
I'd like to ask something. I have a habit of when I do things, I listen to mantra and all that, and on my phone there is Buddha images and all that. I usually just leave for convenience. I put it in my pocket.
But did you?
So that means the images of the Buddha
in your what? In
on
your
my
phone?
Yes.
You have to turn it off.
Okay.
You have to close it.
Yeah.
I have
Not
two.
memorize that, yeah.
I have two. I have the big Buddha and His
Yeah.
Holiness. So because each time I see him, I like that. But when my alarm goes on, because I'm aware, even when I'm asleep, I know that when I turn it on, the Buddha comes up here.
Yeah.
So I automatically know
Right.
and then turn off and down.
So, you know, the green Tara that you gave us last week. Now, if I put it, you told me to put it in my wallet because she comes and helps you instantly. When you, but I take my wallet, my
Well,
handbag,
not
into
next
the
to.
toilet.
Did you drop the
No,
wallet?
what I mean is I carry my handbag with me all the time.
No. Okay. Very
so
good.
The green Tara.
Very good example.
Is it all right?
Okay, yeah. So making sure that when you put it in your wallet,
Yeah.
okay, it's really protected in between there. Okay, she has her own space,
Okay.
separate from other. Okay. Remember, these are all mindfulness practice.
No, but I'm carried into the toilet. Is that possible?
I mean, it's not like you're really thinking, okay, Tara, we're going to the toilet. It's not that, okay? So, it's in your wallet. It's protected. Even that falls down, what happens is the image is not going to go on the floor. It's protected, okay? Just don't put it next to your dollar bills and, on $5 and $100 face to face with Tara.
I put it inside a zip. I put a zip.
Yeah,
so
protect
that-
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, in the car. In the car, my teacher, I put it right on the, and I think I have two of them last time, and then one of my geshe drive my car, and then she opened, I didn't, it fell on him like, oh, what is this? And then you know what he does? And he put it back. Yeah. Because sometimes I cover the sun and then I see them. It's beautiful. Okay? So, but sometimes you forget where you put them. Okay? But if they fall, of course they fall. Yeah? But pick it up and then, make sure you secure them again. But if you see anyone with a robe, okay? A photo of anyone with the robe, okay, on the floor, what would you do?
Pick it up.
Pick it
Pick it
and
up and put it high up.
like this.
This is something.
You know what to do, right? It's common sense. Now, the common practices, okay? There are 6 practices that relate to all the 3 jewels. These are the common practices. I've talked about the individual practices. Those are the things you're gonna just have to know about the images, the Dharma text, and the Sangha, right? So the Sangha, I just wanted to review that quickly. The Sangha basically is like, how we have so many friends, endless friends. You have your Facebook friends, all those kind of friends.
Spiritual friendship.
Yeah. But you do not, it just specifically, you make sure that when it comes to your mind, okay, and very important things, okay, you do not share to ordinary people, okay? Meaning, if it's non-Buddhist, okay, who are, doesn't have the vows, does not keep a vow, all right, then who would you pick to tell your problems to? Okay, like, you know how you share your, you know, your issues, you know, like that. Not, for example, you're mentally ill. Well, then, well, of course, you know, you have your therapist, okay? But if you have some very, you know, you entrust yourselves, okay, to others, we have to be careful, okay? Because, you know, at the end, when others do not hold vows like you do, okay, what happens? You will be what? You will be disappointed, because they, at some stage, they are also, it's hard to trust, okay? And so be careful. And then you say, I told you not to tell others. Because you know what I'm saying here? Yeah?
Yes.
It's okay, it's very critical, because I know we have so many friends and we just share whatever to them, right? But ultimately, if you can, don't do that, because then they have no control. They also have their own view, okay? And it's not the Buddha's view, okay? So that's the difference. And know that when you share something to other who are ordinary ones, who really are not Arya Sangha, okay, who has the highest discipline, what's going to happen? They will fail you. It will, at some stage, you know. But if you go for refuge for those Arya Sanghas who actually have kept their vows, all right? You know that they have no self-interest on you, but only for your well-being. Okay? They will not rob from you. Okay? You know that. They will not take advantage of you. Yeah? Or share anything that you have said to them. Even one have committed crime. Because we withhold, you know. We hold, even when your regular friend tell you something. Because you have kept the vow. Remember the 10 non-virtuous actions?
Yeah.
Would you start sharing people about somebody's secrets?
No.
That's the reason why, okay, you only take refuge to the Arya Sanghas, okay, when it comes to yourself, into your life, okay, and because they have no interest over you, over, you know, self-interest. They make sure you are well. Whether you're making decision negative or positive, you go to Sifu and you know that Sifu will give you the best, you know? Yeah? Okay, 6 practices that relate to all 3 jewels. These are the common practices. So we should go for refuge again and again, recollecting the differences and the qualities of the 3 jewels. When I say take refuge again and again, His Holiness the Dalai Lama must always say, you recite the take for refuge 3 in the morning and 3 at night. Yeah, I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of practicing giving, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. 3 times in the morning and 3 times at night. And not miss a day. Wow. Yeah? Especially when you wake up in the morning. Before you even open your mouth. I would really, really suggest and recommend that. And then later on, when you die, that is automatic. You know, you take refuge again. 6 times a day. If it's too much, do it 6 times in the, you know, with different, you know, but usually it's better. 3, 3. Remembering the kindness of the 3 jewels. These are common practices that when you take refuge, you know, when you start to say the prayer, you remember this, okay, in your mind, that they are very kind. Okay, the kindness of the Buddha have given you all this to basically to tame the mind, yeah, and how much they have helped us. Living with friends and relatives, okay, who do not practice the Buddhist path, we should be very compassionate to them, recognizing how unfortunate they are to be spending their lives without the precious teachings. So each time you see someone, you know, you live with them, but yet they don't practice the way, you know, your beliefs, okay? Do not start being angry at them or criticizing them because they cannot understand. You have to see them as, wow, they are in that way because they are not in the path. Then you have more compassion, yeah? Okay, when in difficulty, we should turn to the 3 jewels, praying to them with confidence that their power will enable us to solve our problems. Okay? So when you start to say your prayer and you take refuge, you really entrust, okay? And the confidence that may you lighten my mind. And you practice meditation, you sit and say, Buddhas, please help me to tame my mind. Like that. And you confidently entrust that to them. And as the benefit of taking refuge, okay, know that this is limitless. We should try to generate the thought of taking refuge every day and recite the formula 6 times, as I've said again. Okay? 3 times each day and 3 times at night. Okay, now, in any point that you don't trust that you have taken the proper refuge at the beginning, you can take the refuge again. You know, like, what do you call this? Revive your refuge, okay, and your vows and your precepts again and again, especially when you have transgressed big time. Okay, that you almost went to court, whatever, okay, because you have done something, or you have left the Buddha, you went to another refuge, you went to another practice or belief, okay, and you say, you know what, I have gone the other way, then you can take refuge again, over and over, alright? So, and the last one is that, okay, we should be careful not to make jokes involving the 3 jewels, okay? Also not swear by them. You know how we say, I swear to, yeah? Okay. To try to convince someone that we are saying is true. You're like, I swear to blah blah blah, I did not do that. And then you added the Buddha's name there. Okay, you don't have to do that. Because then it becomes what? Habitual. Even our expressions sometimes. You see how much you know the expressions is, oh my God?
Yes.
Have you seen that all the time? Yeah. Even the Buddhist is saying that. How, Yeah. So you ask yourself why you say that. Is it necessary?
When you sneeze, I say, God bless.
Which part is God blessing?
Just like habitual, very habitual.
Yeah, very habitual.
Yeah.
And so then what I have, again, those are idle speech. Just be mindful, okay? And then those, of course, are expressions of speech, such as we curse. Yeah? Just because we want to express some, some expression, whatever it is, whether you're hurt, or you're so much joyful, and you still curse. No matter what's happening, you still curse.
But if it's, say if somebody sneezes and you say bless you, but then said with an intent that, may they be healthy.
May you be healthy, although you're not. What about not saying anything?
I don't know, because I think
You still prefer to say something.
culturally, it exists in many cultures. Where
But who says that?
That's how we're taught at school.
Really?
Yeah.
But I think she's quite subtle to say just bless you. She left out the word God.
Well, what about the person doesn't want to be blessed?
That's their problem.
Who's that person who doesn't want to be blessed?
Yeah, who
Everybody
doesn't want
wants
to be blessed?
You think so?
Yeah.
Or say that to someone who actually think that blessings are unnecessary. Then, who gets hurt? You.
The sayer.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, you're not the only one that, because there are people who also are agnostics, who doesn't want to believe in anything, or people who are, so, again, this is a speech that you may, you have positive intention, okay, but for others it's negative. So then,
But Sister, I'm so sorry. Again, it is still my pet, you see?
right,
I don't need to worry about that.
exactly.
So it's still within my, what was the word you used? My,
Proximity.
the area.
Yeah,
of
your
my-
perimeter.
Perimeter.
Perimeters, yeah.
Yes,
So I don't really need to, do I need to worry about the other person then?
you don't have to worry. Even the person farted. Would you say bless you? What about someone farted right in front of you?
Excuse me.
You say, excuse you.
Excuse me, I won't say me.
I would say
Then how come you're changing your, What about you just hear it as it is and leave it like that?
Smell it and then leave it out.
Absolutely. Again,
Yeah, boundary.
what, do you have any control? Well, what about if you fart? Huh?
Just ignore it. Everybody does things like that.
See this? I would like to share this whether you like it or not.
Sharing is caring.
I'm sharing, yeah.
See? But you see my point, okay? My point is, it is what it is, As in meditation, remember when we meditated? What? They just arise. It is us who actually generates all this like phenomenal meaning to everything that we see, we smell, we hear, over and over and over. We don't even exactly know.
The ego. The I.
Yeah? Okay. So, what number are we?
6. Number 6.
Number 6, right? So, we should be careful not to make jokes. So, yeah, we already got that. Yeah? Even when it's true or what. Okay, so we can laugh on whatever, but when it comes to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, it's just by respect. Yeah? Because then what happens is that when you make a joke out of that, others will hear it and they will make fun also. And then it's unending. Then you cannot stop it. Okay? Okay. So, those are common practices, right? Very clear? Yeah? Okay, now, there are 8 benefits. You see? 8 benefits accumulate from taking refuge and should be remembered when carrying out practice. It gives you a little bit of incentive, really, that this is quite wow. It's amazing. That's why when you begin to take refuge in a prayer, your eyes should all open up. Even your nose, they start not to clog up. Because the 8 benefits is profound. You need to watch it. 1, to have generated the thought of refuge is the measure of being a Buddhist. Whatever one says, one is not a Buddhist if one has not generated this thought. So, even when someone says, I am a Buddhist, but have not really thought about taking like refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha, he is not a Buddhist. If you have not generated the thought of taking refuge. Now you ask yourself that. When you read, I take refuge to the Buddha Dharma, are you just reading it as like a memo, like a fax, a note, like a text message? But when you read it, that really, if you have not generated that connection, you are not a Buddhist. Thus, refuge is called the door of the doctrine. This is the way, this is the gateway for you, for anyone to basically access the teachings and instructions of the Buddha. You have, refuge is the number 1. It is your basis, Okay, 2. It is the basis of taking the 3 kinds of vows. You cannot take any vow. Okay? When someone said, oh, I vow not to kill and this and that, then I'm now a Buddhist. Or they said, well, I would like to take Bodhisattva vow. You cannot if you have not taken refuge. You cannot also take the Tantra vow if you are not a Buddhist or you have not taken refuge. These